Good evening, everyone. This is James coming to you from Dividend Stock Talk, where we talk about dividend stocks and investing in dividend stocks, specifically for weekly and monthly cash flow. Why do we do that? Because I get my bills coming due every week. I'm sure you do too. Oh, before I get to that, today, October 17th, 2017, it's 10:30. Let's see what's going on in the market. Let's just jump right on in and see what's going on, see what we've done. And I got a couple of topics that some people wanted me to cover tonight. Oh, you've got to be kidding me. Oh, there it is right there. All right. Yesterday was Monday. We did a couple of trades yesterday. And last night we talked about doing another trade first thing this morning. And here it is right here. GT. A lot of you don't know what GT is, but that stands for Goodyear. Goodyear Tires. Yep, Goodyear Tire and Rubber Company. All right. So let's jump in, see what's cooking, see what's shaking, and go from there. First on the list is CVS. CVS. Hey, CVS had an update today. Yippee skippy. Let them get back to 80. All right, she's at 72. The volume for the past 4 or 5 days has been basically sideways. You know, no huge change in the volume. The volume is the dark blue lines here. See these dark blue lines. Last Friday, not last Friday, but the Friday before, we had a huge down day. Some strange reason. She was in the 80s, you know, 80, 40, 80, 50, somewhere in that area. Just about ready to hit 81 again, but then she's taken a huge dump from 80 down. I wouldn't say huge, but big enough to upset a few people. It upset me. I had positions in that. Not a lot, but enough to make me concerned. Okay, so anyway, it had a bunch of down days. Look at this. In this past couple of weeks, more than half are down. All right. So today was an update. 72.63. Still not enough to do our covered calls. We got CVS at 80. So we're not going to be able to do anything until we get halfway decent. Sorry, a halfway decent return. Now we only have 200 shares of CVS. Excuse me, 200 shares of CVS. It means I can only sell 2 contracts, and I got dividends coming up. Not this week, but next week. So this is the only week I have in order to make some kind of return on the covered calls. Because we got a return last week for the covered calls. This week we didn't do anything for the covered calls yet because it's not really worth anything. At least I don't think they are. Let's see if they are. CVS. All right. CVS got the 72, 72.87, and let's go to the option chain. Click onto the verticals, and you got to click single. Single just shows you what they are singularly. See, not even 76 is the highest they got here, and that's not even worth anything. 75 is worth a penny. So if I sold my 2 contracts, I'd get $2. I get 200 contracts. I mean 200. 2 contracts, which represents 200 shares. Okay, it's 100 shares for each option contract. So 200 times a penny is only $2. So it's not really worth my time and effort. The only thing really worth my time and effort would probably be this one right here, 73.5. But look how close they are to 73.5. I don't know. Let's give it a try. Let's see what 73.5 looks like. $23. What the heck? I might end up regretting this. You never know. 3 days. All right. So we just sold 2 contracts at 73.5. Granted, we're in from it at 80, but we got 3 days left. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. If it doesn't go above 73.5, I get that money, and no one's any the wiser. Let's get back to the monitor, find out where we are. Okay, EPD looks like they had a down day today. Down $630 on EPD. Let's find out EPD and yes, they did have a down day today. Basically, they've been going sideways for quite a bit. Let me get back. What did I just do? Okay, she started out the year at 26, quickly found the low of the year at 24, and then a couple of months later found the high of the year at 30. So it's not a huge spread between the high and the low of the year. 24 to 30, that's only 6 points, which is, $6, which is not a lot. But basically, she's been going a lot of sideways in the 26, 27, 28 area, staying in that area. Okay. So 3 down days in a row. That's funny, because when did we buy EPD? It would be funny if we bought it 3 days ago. As soon as I buy it, it goes down. The 16th, which was yesterday. All right, we're at the 26 and a half call. So we are looking for it to stay above 26 and a half. And she's at 26.13, which means 3 days to get back to the other side of profitability before I become uncomfortable. All right, GT, which is Goodyear. We picked that one up yesterday. Goodyear starts out at 31.28, quickly finds the low of the year at 26, jumps back up to the 30 area and trades there for a few months, jumps up to the 35 area and trades at 35 for about 8 months, drops back down to 31, and she's been going sideways in the 31, 32, 33 area, and she settled up at $33. And when do we have? Look at that. We're at 32 and a half, 33. So we're 3 cents into the money. So as long as the stock stays where it is, goes up, we got it good. If she comes down a little bit, we're still okay. Anything, I believe it was 32.90. So as long as she stays above 32.90, we've made money. So we're in the money at the moment. And she didn't move a whole heck of a lot. I mean, the market maker did open it higher than she closed yesterday. Right? She closed yesterday at 33.04, and she opened up today at 33.05. All right, she closed at 33.03, which is not a lot of movement at all with Goodyear. But hey, that's all fine and dandy, no big deal, and we're good with Goodyear. Okay, Hasbro, we made some nice money on Hasbro last week. Hasbro had a trading range of 81 for the first part of the year for 4 months, and she quickly jumps up to the 96, trades there for another 3 months, and then finds a high a couple of months later at 115. Drops right back down to that 95 area and goes sideways for the last couple of months. Now, she settled up at 96.50, and I believe we are still good to go. 94.95, those 50 contracts are good, and the 95 and a half, 96s, they're still good. As long as this thing stays above 96, we made money in all these, and it's all for this Friday, all 4 of these positions. Okay, how's Hasbro? Lowe's was another covered call we did a couple of weeks ago because we were walking one of our students through a covered call, wanted to see an explanation, so we did a covered call with Lowe's. Lowe's starts out at 70 within a couple of weeks, finds a bottom of the year, which is 65, jumps back up to the trading range of 72, goes sideways for a couple of months, jumps up to the 82, travels a couple of months there, then tries it, 10 to 85, about a month and a half, 85, then you go back down to the 80s area, and she's right around 81.11. 2 down days in a row. Don't know why that is. Lowe's is a dividend king. They increase their dividends every year for 50 years. Not 5, not 10, not 20, not 30. 50. 5 decades. 50 years they've increased their dividend payments to their investors. Every year. Something more. Ego. All right. Well, nuts. Anyway, that being said, we are looking at 80.50 is what we bought the stock at. We only bought 200 shares, so we only got 2 contracts or so. We sold the contracts at 80.50, It looks like we'll be out of them if the stock stays where it is. Now, we did buy the 81.50 spread. So we're kind of wanting this thing to stay above 81.50 in order for us to get out of this position. If not, we'd just be out of the, I wouldn't mind buying the, Lowe's, the 5,000 shares of Lowe's, taking into next week. So Lowe's usually always has, wait a second, where were we? Quick take a look at that again. Okay. I'll give you a quick example. All right, now we bought the 81 call and we sold the 81 and a half. And as you can see, she settled up at 81.11, which means we're out of the money. Okay, so we're not making money on this lowest position. Now, if this thing closes above 81 come Friday, but below 81.50, then we're going to end up owning 5,000 shares come Monday morning. If she closes at 81.50 or higher this Friday at 4 o'clock, then we'll be out of this position, we'll get our profit, and we'll move happily on to next week. But just in case, be ready for that 3:30 hour that we come on Friday to check everything out and see what's happening. That's when we really flip the coins and say, what are we going to do? Because that's crunch time. 3:30 on Friday is kind of like crunch time for me. I sit there, I figure out, where am I? What looks good? What am I going to do? Do I have to do anything? 9 times out of 10, I have to do something. I have to make some kind of decision. But it's nice when I don't have to do anything. You look at it and say, hey, everything's rosy. Okay. Texas Instruments. Let's take a look at them. TXN. Another update with TXN. Do we really need to even go take a look? We will anyway. All right, she starts out the year at 68.75. Within a couple of weeks, she finds the low of the year at 67.53. From there, it's a slow upward to a trading range of 8. Now, once she hits the 80.70 area, $80.70, she just goes sideways for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, almost 9 months. Pulls out of that. It hits the high of the year at 94. Now, I usually don't like trading at the high of the year because you're going through uncharted territory. It's never been there before. Well, I don't know if they've never been there before in the past, but for the past 12 months, on the chart that I'm looking at the moment, she's at the high of the year. And I don't know, without doing a lot more research, whether or not it's going to be the all-time high of the company. But that all being said, let's move forward. Whew. Happily, I must say. And where are we with Texas Instruments? 92.93. So I don't even need to look at this one. This is what I like to see. 92.93. It's like money. All right, we'll leave that one alone and see what we have up next. Now the 17th, so we're going to be looking at 10 days from today, which would be the 31st of the month, and we already looked at those. Clear filter. There we go. Okay, so the 31st. Now, what did I just do? You might be asking yourself. Let me explain to you briefly. All right. Now, I personally like to trade weekly options. I like to see what's going on a weekly basis, look at all the companies that are offering a dividend that have weekly options. That way I can get my returns from the weekly. Now, some of you want to do monthly returns and some of you want to do yearly returns. Hey, that's great. I'll take a look at those for you also. Just tell me what you want to look at and I'll take a look at it for you. But me personally, I like weekly options. So what I want to do is the filter is cleared, right? A clear filter. And that means anyone who has a dividend is going to pop up, good, bad, or indifferent. EX date is the 31st. See that? For all 16 of these companies. Now, if I want to just look at the who offers weekly options, I click on this little cog on this wheel right here. Click on that, and this drop down pops up. And there's a lot of stuff you can take a look at. You know, you can look at, you know, current account positions, all account positions, company profile, social sentiment, personal. You can create your own personal practice list. You can create, oh well, this is all public stocks, and then it lists or filters or whatever, and you know, listed A through N. The first one and the second one listed N through W. Now A through N, they're all all ETFs, the American style indices, commission-free ETFs, company profiles, double log ETF. There's a lot of stuff you can look at down here. Look at the NASDAQ 100 key leaders. You know, look at the interest rate. There's a lot of stuff you can look at. That's just it. That's just, you know, the A through the N. Now let's look at N through W. N through W, you have the New York Stock Exchange, New York Stock Exchange, American Stock Exchange, the penny increment options. What the heck is that? Interesting. Let me get out of there. Get back to that. Where was I? Right here. REIT, that's the Real Estate Investment Trust. The Russell 1000, Russell 2000, Russell 3000. I've never even looked at who that is or what they're doing or whatever. Thinkorswim Challenge. I don't even know what some of the stuff is. But what I do know, and what I stick to what I know, okay? Because there's so much information out there, and I'm sure there's a lot of opportunities to make money in some of these other shadow trader core sectors. I'm sure there's ways to make money with that. I don't know. It's not my expertise, and it's not what I want to do. You know, I am perfectly happy getting 1 or 2% per week on my money. I'm happy with that. Could I make more? Sure, I can make more. But if I make more, it means I have to invest more time, more effort, and more risk. I don't want to do it. You know, if you guys want something more, fine, go ahead. It doesn't bother me at all. I'm here to show you simple, easy, predictable trading strategy. 1% a week, 1% a month. Hey, it's up to you. All right, I just come down here and I look at this right here, the weeklies. Who has options? Who has weekly options and has a dividend coming up within the next 10 days? Okay, there's only two, Goodyear and Hasbro. Okay, now today just happens to be the 17th, and that means it is the third week of October and the third Friday of October, which means that weekly options are kind of irrelevant for today or for this whole week, only because weekly and monthly options all expire this Friday. Okay, so the third week and the third week only is the only time I clear the filter and I look at everybody. Okay, we looked at paychecks already. We looked at realty income. We looked at all these already. Never fails. Sorry, I can apologize. Not that I'm bored. Not that I'm finding it boring. It's just some strange reason. It's dark out. My body's telling me it's time to go to bed. However, I'm not quite done with everything. This seems to be the only time I can catch a lot of people online and that are interested in investing their own money. Okay, so anyway, all that being said, this is who we looked at yesterday. So today we're going to look at here. And what do we have? Xylem, Western Gas. You can't go wrong with the utilities company because you know people need utilities. Statoil, never heard of them. Statoil ASA, never heard of them. Not Offshore Partners. And KB Home. KB Home we're going to pass on because it's only 2.5 cents. I mean, is it really worth it? XYL. We didn't see if XYL even has options on them. XYL. Whoa, big down day for XYL. They started out the year at 49. a couple of weeks they find a low. It looks like everybody's finding a low a couple of weeks, and who knows? Okay, from the low of the year, 45, a quick little bounce up a couple of days later to 54. Profit taken from there, because that's a nice little profit. Look at that. Drops down a little bit, finds a low, people jumping in at the low, and then boom, a couple of days later, you get a nice little bump up. You get a bump up from 45 to 54. That's 9 points, or $9. So you get a $9 increase in a couple of days. Sure, it's going to be profit taken. Thank you, cha-ching. A couple of months later to settle down, back down to the double bottom of 46, the 46 area. Okay, get the 46 area double bottom, which seems to be where the support is at 46. All right, it hit it again a couple of weeks later here at the end of February. But from there, the slow progression up. And then we find that, a little bit of profit taking at the 64 mark. Okay, bounces back and drops down to 62, and then jumps back up to 66, where she is today. And had a huge down day today. Why? Why is there a down day today? And do these people even have options available on them? X, Y, L. And they do. Imagine that. Okay, so they're at 63.23. So I want to go to my option chain, to my spread, my vertical. Did you see how many option strategies there are? Look at single options, vertical, back ratio, calendar, diagonal, straddle, strangle, covered, collar, butterfly, condor, iron, condor, vertical roll. Look at the condor, collar with a stock, double, diagonal, double calendar, straddle, strangle, swap. Oh, unbalanced. Look at that. Butterfly, condor, iron, condor, vertical roll, deep and wide. Look at this. I love to find out what is a deep and wide. I mean, besides, what it looks like, what is the strategy here? What is the purpose of doing a trade like this? If I did this trade right here, 4 months, wow. Let me get out of that. Vertical. Thank you. It's just so much to look at. I can't really look at it all because it's just boggles my mind. That's all of them? Really? Okay. She's at 63 now. So it would be this one right here. She can't go to the next one up because it's 65, which means I'm out of the money. And I don't want to be out of the money. So I want to be in the money. And if I'm in the money, that one is worthless because paying $5 for $5, it just ain't worth it. Oh, didn't want that. Okay, WES, which is Western Gas Partners. All right, WES. WES starts out the year at 56, quickly finds 59, and there drops down to what was a low at the time at 52. From there, a couple of months later, she finds a high at 67. From the 67, she is in February. If you think about it, it's an oil company. Is it an oil company? All right, it's gas. So I'm assuming they're using a lot for gas heat. Because as you can see here in February, where it hits the high of the year, people stop buying fuel in February. Because if you fuel up in February, okay, you're not going to need gas again or heating oil or whatever until October, November, when people start thinking, wait a minute, how much do I have left in my tank? All right, I can wait a couple weeks before I refill. You get the low of the year right there, and maybe you might want to kick it on once or twice. But anyway, she's at 50. She had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 down days in the past 2 weeks. That's not good. She's at 50, 68. I mean, that's you know what? Everything could look great but the trend has spoken. The trend is a downward trend. Okay, and I don't want to fight the trend. You know, the trend is your friend right up to the end. You know, it's going downward. So, do I really think this WES is going to be? And plus, it's going to be out of my price range. See, right there. Okay, 45.50 because she's not above 55 yet. Okay, that's the only one available, so that's not even going to be in there. STO, Statoil. I don't know what the Statoil is. STO. Okay, now STO is choppy. Now, what do I mean by choppy? Look at this. There's a gap down here. From there, there's a gap up, up, and another gap up, another gap up, another gap up, a gap down here, a gap down here, gap down there, a gap there, a gap here, gap there, gap there, a gap, 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 gap. I sound like a frog. Gap, gap. You remember that Budweiser commercial from years ago? Bud. Why, Bud? You know, whatever. I don't like spotty, or what do you want to call it? See, look at it. See the gaps between them? I can't really do that, you know, all that space. I don't like it because it just doesn't feel right, you know. I wish I had a better answer for you. STO probably doesn't even have any options, and it does. Imagine that. And that the 2040. So what does the 2040 look like? It looks like it's worth 1 penny. Said a $2.50 move is worth $2.49. No money there. Sorry. Not offshore partners. KNOP. Wow. Okay. Interesting looking chart. Starts out at 2098. A couple of weeks, she finds a low of the year at 1893. From 1893, takes about a month and a half to find the high of the year at 2470. Drops quickly back down to the 22 area, goes sideways for about 6 months, bumps on up to the 23 area where she is today. It doesn't mean there's anything actually there in the 23 area. KNOP, Knop, Knip Knop. There used to be a game called Knip Knop back in the 70s. I don't know if any of you guys remember that or not. But here we are, 23.55, and closest we got. Worthless, $2.50. Next one up is not going to be worth it because stock has to move up, and I hate has to, especially for the last 3 days. 3 days it has to be in the money. If you want to do a good trade, it has to be in the money for the next 3 days. And it's very tough to find with these smaller no-name brands, smaller no-name companies. All right. I had someone earlier ask me to do a simple 1% trade, a trigger trade. So let's do that. And go to the other account. Overall profit loss year to date 5.3. SKT went up. Almost 500 bucks. That's cool. Macy's went up 100 bucks. That's cool too. That's where I'm seeing the little updraft. Okay, so we want to do a quick dividend capturing strategy. Okay, so it's 17th. So anything I want to do tomorrow, I can do it first thing in the morning. I'll be able to collect the dividends. Anything interesting there? Solar Senior Capital. I'm not quite sure I've heard of them. Pennant Park floating rate cap. Lennar, 4 cents, ain't worth it. Each cap, 11 cents. Harvest Capital Credit Corporation. Horizon Technology Finance Corporation. H.B. Fuller Company. ACN. Cody. This is Compass Diversified Holdings. Let's look at ACN. ACN. Okay, first off, what you want to do is you want to make sure that the company stock price is somewhere in the middle. Now, what I mean by somewhere in the middle is you don't want to be at the bottom. You don't want to be in the basement digging a hole. Okay, that's what the bottom of the year represents to me. I mean, if you're at the absolute low of the year and the stock looks like it's keep going down because that's where the trend is going, no thank you. On the other hand, on the flip side, you also don't want to be at the top of the game, which is apparently where this being is at the moment. Okay, the high of the year was last Friday, 13th. Okay, the actual high was 140. That's the highest this company has gotten all year round. Okay, so she starts out the year at 117, goes sideways for a couple of months in the 117 area, jumps up to 125, can't sustain 125, so she gaps down back to the 117, 118 area, and within a couple of weeks, she finds the low of the year at 112. 112, she jumps up, drops down, jumps up, drops down, jumps up, drops down, jumps up, drops down, jumps up, and that's where we are. Where's she going to go? I don't know. Where does she normally go? All right. Here's where we are. And where does she normally go? She normally goes sideways and up this time of year. Now, this is our seasonality. The blue represents the movement that's made this year so far. Now, as you can see, it's pretty much almost mirroring. I want to say mirroring and mimicking, at the same time, mimicking or mimic, yeah, mimic, whatever, mirroring. Okay, it's it's mirroring, mimicking, or mirroring. Whichever word you want to. They're very similar words. All right, this is the blue line, which represents the actual price for this year. And the red line represents the historical patterns, what it's done over the last 10 years, averaged out. All right? So if we highlight the area where we are right about now, looks like she should be going sideways with a little tiny bit of an uptrend, and that all looks good. So let's put in ACN. ACN looks good. Now, we're not doing options. We're just doing a plain old 1% with a now these are already preset, the trigger trades. Okay. Now, this one is going to be, let's do 500. I don't think I can do 500 shares. 200 shares? All right, 200 shares, and we want to go up 1%. I don't know why we want to go 1%. All right, so what is going to happen is I have this preset. So when you right click on the ask, bring the cursor over, put it right on the ask, put it on the number, not the word ask, but on the number, the 141. You right click and a drop down box pops up. It gives you a bunch of options or a bunch of suggestions on what you can do. You can buy, you can sell. Now you can custom buy or you can custom sell. Basically what those represent are a custom order, not a regular order. And you can basically set up almost any kind of trade you want. You can create a custom alert, you can analyze buying it, we can analyze selling it. We can make a copy of ACN suggestion, and then we can add it to our watch list. We can take notes on it before we actually buy it. We can get more information on the company. There's a lot of information we could do. Or I can send it to one of my lists. But that's not what I want to do. Alright, I want to right click on that, and then I want to hit Buy Custom. And I want to pick the very first one because that's this right here. So it sets up as 100 shares of ACN. And what's it going to do is first thing in the morning, it's going to buy 100 shares at the market price. Okay, that's just for the day. Then it's going to turn around and sell the exact same stock I just bought at the market price. And it's going to create a sell order triggered by the first one. What does that mean? Whatever it fills in at, first thing in the morning at 9:31, the market maker is going to decide what to set all the prices at. And when he does, that's when I would buy it. I would buy 100 shares at the very first. I'm going to do 200 shares. Why not? First thing in the morning. Okay, so what happens after that trade is executed? Once a trade is executed, it is giving a code, a number, or a reference number, receipt number, however, a nice big long number. Now the second trade takes fill the first trade, whatever that number is, and then it's going to add to it whatever number you put in here. Now we can trigger it manually, trigger last bid, ask blah blah blah, all that stuff. But no, I use trigger because I want it to go up either percentage wise, okay, or a stock price either to the plus side or to the downside. If I think it's going to go drop down, I would hit down until this thing goes into the negative numbers. Okay, if I think it's going to go up by a certain percentage, I will do it that way also. Okay, this is percentage wise. This is dollar amount. Okay, and that one, to be totally honest with you, I don't know what it is. It looks like a stair step. It does. All right, I want to go back to percentage wise because I had somebody ask me to go over the basics of a dividend capturing. Or we're just going to capture the dividend, or we're just going to do a 1% trade, and that is, oops, let's go back to 1%. Okay, so as soon as this goes up 1%, so if I buy it $100, as soon as it goes up to 101, I'm out. That's a 1% trade. There you go. Now, I'm going to set it for 2.5 because that's the number I like to go with. All right, so here's my trade. Order description number 1, order description number 2. Now you think you're only putting in one order, but you're not. You're actually doing a spread, a double order. One is I'm buying and then I turn around and immediately reselling it for whatever price plus a 2.5% profit. That's triggered by the first open one. So, I don't think I'm going to make this trade because I don't think I have enough money in this account. Rejected, that's what that means. So I only have $4,600 to trade in this account. Okay, but that's how you make one. You right click on here, buy custom. Now this is if you haven't already set it up. If you set it up already, that's where it should be. And if you haven't set it up, let me show you if you haven't set it up. All right. If you want to set up a trigger trade, and as far as I'm aware, Thinkorswim is the only one that actually offers this feature. Just a Trade, which is by far the most economical trading platform, they have what's called a logical trade. Now, a logical trade will allow you to preset your numbers, but it's all manual. You have to preset them manually. There's no automatic, click a button and it preloads for you. No, it doesn't have that feature. You actually have to manually put in everything, which, like I told you before, I'm a lazy trader. So it's $2.50 at Just a Trade, and it's $6 or $7 here. I showed you how much of a lazy trader. If I wanted to save a little bit more money per trade, I'd go to Just a Trade, but I don't. I'm lazy. I'm sorry. You get to a certain point, it's like, no, thank you. All right. That being said, I'm going to show you how to do set up a trigger trade. All right. If I can remember this. I set this one up so long ago, I have to jog my own memory. See if I remember. Okay. Now you want to left click, take the cursor, bring it over the ask price. Not the word ask, but the ask price. Left click on that. When you left click on it, it should automatically pre-populate your order. All right, and it's preset, all right, for 100 shares. Okay, so if you can only get 63 shares, just click, drag, and put in 63 shares, if that's all you can do. Okay, now if you're going to be dealing with options anywhere, you need to do increments of 100. All right, so this is just set at 100. Leave it there. Okay, this is what your order looks like. And if you want to do a trigger trade, you want to come down to the advanced order, click on the box, and then you want to click on first triggers sequence. That's what it stands for. First. TRGS means triggers. SEQ means sequence. Or first triggers all. Either one. Now these other orders here, I could explain them to you, but I'm not going to do it at the moment. Okay. Now, once you click on the advanced order first trigger sequence, come up to anywhere. I believe it's anywhere on this green line. Yeah, anywhere you click anywhere on the green line, and you'll create what's called a duplicate order. Oops. See this over here? Let me just delete that. All right, pre-populated. Sell. Sorry. All right. I want to sell. So I'm going to buy it and I'm going to sell it all at the exact same time. Now, if you don't have a link here that has this, you need to call Thinkorswim and have them fix it for you. This allows you to do the manual trading, the trigger trading, do it the last, do the bid, the ask, the mark, the average price, ask, bid, whatever. But we want to do TRG, which means trigger. Okay, now, do we want to do, you want to just capture what the dividend might be? Let's say the dividend's 90 cents. Okay, so I want to do this as a market order. Oh, I could do it as limit order. It's like all I want to pay is $191. Oh, 141. I don't pay any more or any less than 141. That would be that order. That's not the way I want to do it. I don't want to do market order, so it gets filled first thing in the morning. And then it's going to turn around and resell it for a 90-cent more than what I paid for it. Okay, it's a plus sign. Now if it was a negative sign, it'd be 90 cents less. But that's not what I want to do. I don't want to click on the plus and minus and bring up the percentage. Okay, now I want to do $2.5%. And I want that to be a day order. Market order, limit order. I want that to be good. So cancel. And the EXT means extended time. That means early morning hour trading and after hour trading. It's going to stay there if somebody wants to buy it. Okay, and then I confirm. And send. This is not going to work because I only have 4,500 and it says it's going to cost me 13,000. Well, no, it's going to cost me 6,900. So let's get out of there. Alrighty. And that, my friends, is how you do it. You confirm. And it said buy 100 ACN at the market and then sell 100 ACN. That's not right. Ah, see, manual, no, it's supposed to be triggered. No. Okay. Huh. Alright, well, it's supposed to be on a trigger trade. What it was. Let's delete this. That's how you set one up. Buy. First trigger sequence. Create an opposite order. There you go. Manual. Trigger. There you go. And we want to plus it. 2.5. Confirm. And there it is. Okay, ACN, blah, blah, blah. So ACN triggered by 2.5% of the order of number 1. And they hit send. Rejects. I don't have enough money, but just showing you how I do it. I was just showing you how to do it. Okay, back again, like that. Right click, create opposite order. Whoops. First sequence. Right click, create opposite order. There you go. Sorry, buy is supposed to be on the top, sell is supposed to be on the bottom. This is supposed to say trigger. This one's supposed to say market. This is supposed to say 2.5%. Okay, then I want to save custom template. When you save custom template, it allows you to label what you can change. You can leave it just the way it is, what it says there, or you can change it. You can change it to whatever you want. Bill's Pizza, Tony's Recipes for Success, you know, Jill's Jubilant Stock Trade Method. I don't know, how, whatever you want to label it, that's how you label it. Then you hit save, and once you save it, it is right up here. Buy custom, and then it sits right up here. Okay, I'll show you real quick. Joker's Wild. Joker's Wild. There you go. Click save. Right, delete that. Okay, ACN. That's what we forget, right click on the number, custom buy, Joker's Wild, there you go, and it pre-populates with what I just said. Okay, yeah, I'm not doing that, so it's out of here. Let's go here. And I want to delete that one. Yep, that's because I don't need it anymore. You know, I already have it preset to what I want. I was just showing you an example of how to do it. See, now it's gone. There it is. Quickly check for questions. And I am out of here. No questions. Oh, guys, you're killing me here. All right, that all being said, this is James from Dividend Stock Talk. If you guys have any questions, just let me know. We're here to help. We're here to help you with your... And tomorrow's broadcast, we're going to tell you the difference between, because this was the question I had today, the difference between the 4 different trading strategies that we use here. Okay, there's a dividend capturing, there's dividend investing, there's dividends on steroids, and then there's the double dividends. Okay, any one of them is going to give you double-digit returns if you do it right. However, you're still going to need access to the software. The software we have, let me quickly show you what software looks like. Okay, and who do we have trading this week? GEL. Oh, good one. Okay, Goodyear Tire. Here's GT. Goodyear Tire. WES. TK. Why not? Goodyear Tire, and they're going to be having a dividend on the 31st. Okay, want the dividend. All right. What it is showing is Goodyear Tire only paying out dividends for 4 years. Okay. And averages 1 day to hit the target. All right. The target basically is the dividend, the stock price plus the dividend. Okay. This dot represents the EX date. Anything to the left of the EX date represents days before the EX date. Anything on the right side represents after the EX date. Okay, so I'll give you for instance. The EX date just so happens to be the 31st for Goodyear Tire. Okay, on average, if you bought it 10 days prior to the EX date, it's going to go up a little bit, and then she's going to come back down to the dividend. Then, once she pays out the dividend, she's going to go up. Okay, so you can collect the dividend, anytime before the EX date. Buy it anywhere before the EX date, collect a dividend, turn around and resell for a profit, then move on to the next one. Or dividends and steroids, where you buy it 10 days prior to, look at the run-up, whatever that might be, whatever the price is, and then on the upside, get rid of it before the EX date, move on to the next company. That's one of them. Here's the other one. You put as many symbols. The difference between this software and the other software is this one, you can put as many stocks as you want into it. But the other one, you can only do one at a time. Okay, so I usually go here first, and I get rid of the ones I don't want. Don't get me wrong, Ford is a lovely company and it's probably going to pay you nicely. However, it only has 5 years worth of data. It's older than that company, but for some strange reason, 08, 09, 2010, 2011, they weren't paying out dividends. So bye to you guys, it only has 4 years of info. Now, AT&T, great company's been around for over 100 years. They are dividend king, increase every year. But look at there, the yield is even 5.4%. That's pretty awesome. But you're looking at 7 days for it to hit its target. If you don't mind waiting the 7 days, fine. Okay, Microsoft, average of 5.5 days for you to hit your target. Dividends 39 cents, which is a 2.26% yield. Next would be IBM. IBM seems to be the better choice out of all of them. It's paying a halfway decent dividend of 4.1% or 4.11%. And it takes about 2 days, because you can't really say 2 days because it doesn't say 2. But what is 1.2 days? It's 2 days. And it's a very small portion of the second day, but still 2 days. Okay. Once I figure these out, if all the numbers look good, great. Okay, right here. AT&T should close at 36.17. She got a 1 year target of 41. Great. This one closed at 77.65. A 1 year target date. $81.03, which is higher than where it is. Same here. Closed at 146. High of the year is 159.82. So I go through this first, and if needs be, I click on the chart, and that takes me automatically to Yahoo Finance, and it should land on 10 years worth of data, or the 10-year chart. Well, here they're using the 5-year chart. This is what she's done in the last 5 years. I don't know why she's not using 10. Okay. They've been paying their dividend for a long time. See all that D's is all dividends. Now, 10 years ago, which is 07, which is right here, as you can see from here, we're still in an upward trend. Okay, that is that. So those are the two pieces of software. This one, you do a multiple amount of stocks, and this one, you can only do one at a time. This one, you can only do one at a time. Put it in. Now, the neat thing about this software is you can plot the dividend, okay? Or you can pick any date. Let's take Christmas. Okay, Christmas right here. Give it a minute or two to set. All right. Goodyear tire, what does it look like around Christmas time? What it's going to do, it's going to plot in that number. What? Can't plot the dividend because it'll say error. Yeah, no data. Plot chart. And it should give me the reading of what that looks like. Oh, you can't look that far because we're not there yet. Okay. October 18th. Which is tomorrow. It's January. Why is it going from January 2017? Oh, could that? I don't know. Is that right? October. I'm going to have to ask that one. I'm going to have to ask the program that one. Just a little bit of a challenge. All right. A little bit of the challenge of the software, we have to get those bugs out before we actually do anything. Let's put in GT just for the fun of it. GT. And go. The GT is Goodyear tire. Yeah. 4 years worth of data. That's not good. And the dividend yield is only 1.2, which is not that great. So I probably should not have done that one. Well, that being said, already did, nothing I can do. All right. See if we have any questions. No questions. You got any questions? Just let me know. All right. That being all said, I'm basically done for the day. So you guys, I will catch you next time. This is James from the 10-Minute Trader, Dividend Stock Talk, and Money Makes Life Easier. You guys have a great day, and I will see you tomorrow night.